Good evening, everyone. Welcome along to another Retro Wednesdays. My name is Matt Fisher. You can call me Fish. And today we're actually doing a follow-up to a previous stream. If you cast your minds back a few weeks, maybe even a couple of months now, we did a stream where it was looking at Power Rangers trading card games from the 90s, some of the sort of vintage trading card games. We had a couple of retail boxes of them. But the weird thing was, as we started to go through it, was that we realised that it wasn't the only one. There were a few out there, or at least there was a couple of main ones, and then a few others that had different packaging and so on. But the reason why we said in that stream that we would come back to this is because we learned that the only real cards of any value were the shiny Green Ranger cards, for some reason. When we went through the whole set, pretty much every one of those cards was worthless, apart from, supposedly, the shiny Green Rangers, which are actually really quite expensive. But it turns out that we were looking in completely the wrong set. There were two sets that were more or less the same, but from different companies, which I don't know how that was ever a thing, and it certainly wouldn't be a thing these days. But I said I didn't know whether we were going to be able to get around to that because those retail boxes of packs were almost impossible to find. Well, at least to find in the UK anyway. You could find them in the US, but they were very expensive to get over here. Fortunately, we managed to find one, actually not one, two, that we were able to get and bring them over to the UK for a reasonable price as well. So it's take two of trying to find those shiny Green Rangers and also figuring out whether there's any difference between this set and the other set apart from the shiny Green Rangers. We'll see as we go through. Quick note before we start going through these though. I did put it on the Discord, but obviously there's a few people that aren't on the Discord yet. Tip, you should be. It's free and that's where the conversation carries on. We had a lot of packs left over from those streams, and I don't really want to throw them away, but they're not really worth anything to me. They're just taking up space, so they are on our eBay channel. If you want any, they're pretty cheap. I've put them on there because I thought I might as well pass them on, because I don't know what to do with them now. The stream is done. I'm not going to open them, so they were just going to get thrown away. They're on there if you want them, and I'll probably be giving away a few as well to some of our Patreon backers and a few competitions as well, so keep your eye on that. And the same is true for Pokemon cards from Pokemondays. We've been, obviously Pokemondays is on hiatus now, as we are getting up to the halfway point of the year. We're going to be doing an evaluation of what's been working, what hasn't been working, mix a few things up. And there are literally thousands of Pokemon cards that I don't know what to do with. So if you head over to the Discord, if you want any, and you're living in the UK, there's plenty you can take off my hands. But anyway, good evening to the chat. Hey Mark, hey Stevie, how you doing? And whoever is hidden behind the Pomelo Retro Ranger t-shirts, there's probably more, but I can't see. Hello to you anyway. So, as I said, we have two retail boxes of these collector card cards as opposed to the Walmart cards that we had, but you can see why I was a bit confused by all of this, because first of all, the number one card that they're advertising on the front of this pack was all over the previous set. This is just a shiny version of it, but it's the same card. So you can see why that would be confusing to begin with, but then even as you go around the pack, it's not really going to focus, but you can get a picture of the Morphers. That card is also from the previous set. We literally saw that in the last stream. And not only that, again, you can't really see it because of the way the camera's focused, but you can see the sort of background of this. It's sort of very 90s, or also very 60s, sort of tie-dye back to them. That's what all of these cards had. So it's a completely different set, yet there seems to be some crossover. So as we go through this, I don't know how much of a crossover there's going to be, but we'll see. Also, I've kept this one from the last stream as well. This was a decoder card, the Alpha 5 card, because there were sort of quizzes and things on the back of the previous cards. I don't know if there's a crossover, so I've kept this for this stream to see whether or not they're useful at all. Hey everybody joining on the chat. Where did I get these from? Somebody managed to find these for me on either the American or the Canadian eBay, and thankfully this is the weird thing. So without going too deep into it, these boxes literally on the American eBay can go from anything from about $20 to $350 for no reason. I don't know why. I assume only because if you do manage to find one of the shiny Green Rangers, that's way more than these boxes are worth anyway. But yeah, the prices on them are a bit confusing, or why they're that much. But I do have an American shipping address. I don't have an American address, just a shipping address. So I managed to get these a few weeks ago, and they've been sat waiting for this stream to be able to go through them again. So we're going to be opening up these up, and also, because I don't know how many, it says 72 trading cards, and then 72 power foil cards. Now, the power foil, I assume, are like this one, where it's just the shiny version of the same cards. And then it also says 10 circular power caps. Oh, I didn't actually read that. It's a little bit out of focus for the rest of you. 10 circular power caps. So, if you were watching the Power Rangers Pogs stream, I guess we'll see if they're any different. Actually, I've got the Pogs over there. I should maybe go get them if we need them. But also, what's good about these sets is that normally you do get a checklist. Like, one of the cards is a checklist, so we'll be able to go through and see how big the set is. So it may be that 2 boxes is too much. We might get a full set way before that. That was certainly the case with the Walmart cards. In fact, so much so that in the previous stream, I planned to do a stream on those 2 retail boxes and then a different stream on the Season 2 cards. In the end, we ended up doing the same, the two seasons in the same stream, because the set wasn't actually that big. Whether it's the case with these collector card ones, who knows? We'll go see. But we'll go through to it, and honestly, I don't know what the difference is. I'm sure there are card lists out there that tell you what the difference is, but that's not the point of this. We're going to go through and discover for ourselves. And the less said about how cheesy this box is, the better. I realise Power Rangers is 90s and cheesy in itself, but we'll just ignore the dynamite, out of sight, right on, and cool that are all over the boxes. And I realised, yes, as my wife just pointed out, I'm talking very quickly because I kind of want to rip into this box, so I will slow it down a little bit. But anyway, let's see what this box has to offer. You used to have this whole set, but the only ones left are the Green Ranger cards. If they're in good condition, Ken, I'd have a look what they're going for, because, I mean, yeah, for some reason, when I say worthless, literally, most of these cards, you'd struggle to even sell for £1, I would have thought. Yeah, not even close to that. I've seen the Green Ranger one for like 175, and I really don't know why. Is it that rare? I don't know. Are we going to go through 2 retail boxes and find none of them? Possibly. I guess we'll see. I mean, first things first, we can see that the packaging is different. In fact, so that means the thumbnail isn't right, but the packaging on the other one were green. These ones are sort of a purpley colour. So let's start ripping into them and see what we get. Actually, I can feel Pogs in all of these. So I guess there's a Pog in all of them. So that's one big difference from the Walmart ones. The Walmart ones did not have Pogs in them. Sorry, not Pogs. Power caps, or whatever they're called. Because as we said in the stream, they don't have to be Pogs. well, that answers a big unanswered question from the previous stream. Oh god, they've been in a pack for 20 years and they're literally all stuck together. So we said in the previous stream, how is it possible that they did not have a POG based on power coins? We opened up God knows how many packs from different series and they didn't have POGs based on the power coins. That seems to be like the most obvious thing you could have possibly done. And we're scratching our heads on that. There we go. So it turns out that they did have a power cap set that was based on the power coins, but the only way to get them was in the collector card trading cards. 7 of 10. Okay, so I guess when we go through these, we'll be looking at, well, looking to collect the power coin pogs. Thanks for spoiling from last set. No problem, Josh. That's what we're here for. And first of all, as we were saying, that's the card from the previous set. It's the shiny version. I think they did have a non-shiny version as well. Although I don't have that here. But the first, I mean, literally the first card that we pull out is the same card. So that's the thing. There's going to be this weird crossover with these cards. And in fact, I think, if I seem to remember correctly, this picture was used for the Pogs as well. But they had this weird thing where they replaced Zordon with Tommy. Don't know why, but it is what it is. In fact, this is all looking a bit deja vu, because that was in the previous set as well. All stuck together. And I'm pretty sure the Sphinx was as well. However, the back of these are definitely different. So, as I was saying earlier, let's get a couple from the previous set just to show as an example. So, if we get these two, on the back of the original one, there's a bit of the storyline of the series. So, summoned to the command center by Zordon, 5 ordinary teenagers accept the challenge of saving the world from Rita Repulsa and her evil aliens, blah, 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 blah. And then there'll be a little brain teaser, and then you've got this sort of coded message on the side for which you needed the Alpha 5 card. The Alpha 5 card told you what the numbers corresponded to, and that would give you the answer, essentially. For this one, though, there is, given the powers of ancient dinosaurs, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are ready to take on Rita Repulsa and her evil space aliens. Same thing, but a shortened, condensed version of it. This one seems to go into a bit more detail. And then there's the Power Quiz, fun stuff, and then there is another secret Power Ranger message. But I don't know if this corresponds to the Alpha one. So we'll give it a go using the old Alpha card and see if that does the trick. So, the Power Quiz. How many continents make up the Earth's land area? Okay, so that's not going to be the answer, obviously, because that's a longer answer than just a number. So, I'm guessing... What? That's just... It says Secret Power Ranger message. So I guess it's not connected to the quiz on these cards. And I assume, then, we can't answer whatever the secret message is without that coded card. So we're going to have to find another code debreaker card, not the Alpha 5 one. And then fun stuff. Why are you bringing a ladder into the court? Oh, is this a joke? Okay, let's go for it. Dad jokes. Why are you bringing a ladder into my courtroom? Criminal. I want to make my case to a higher court. Take my case to it. Okay, there's going to be a fair few dad jokes in this, so dads, well, a whole different meaning to you welcome dads. Dads on the stream, write these down. No, they're not branded pogs. Hi, Roberta. They are power caps. This is what we said on the power. This is what we said on the Pog stream. The weird thing about Pogs is it became such a popular thing, despite the fact that they did not own any copyright or trademark to the game. Like Pog didn't own copyright or trademark to the game Milk Caps. They just became the one that was synonymous with it. So, because obviously Pog made fruit juices, and I assume they made milk as well, but they weren't exporting milk. And that they were, you know, the caps from the top of the bottles, which I think back in the day they stapled together. In fact, I've got the thing here. I can tell you, if you missed the stream, have I got the history of it? No, I don't. It's on a different card. Anyway, I can tell you the history roughly off the top of my head. It was that the game was invented in Hawaii by American soldiers who were based there, because during World War II, when they were based in Hawaii, not a lot was happening until, you know, a very conspicuous thing happened with some planes and boats, and a bad movie was made about it with Ben Affleck. You know that one. So they tried to kill time, and one of the things they did was they played a game called Milk Caps, which was literally the caps off of bottles of milk and juice that they stapled together to be something thick, and then stacked like that, vertically, and then got a kini, or a slammer, whacked it down, and then if it landed face down, that's the pogs that you won. Pretty boring game, honestly. Pretty dull game. However, it was a phenomenon in the 90s, and everyone wanted to take advantage of it, and that's why we got things like Tazos and things, but we also got everybody in just making their own versions, caps, which they didn't call Pog, obviously. In fact, I'm pretty sure the term Pogs, plural, was never even a thing. It was Pog, and they were Pog milk caps. But anyway, history of Pogs aside, so we can't answer the secret message at this point. We're going to have to find the decoder card. Oh, okay, actually. Here we go. So I was answering, we were wondering where the, have I seen Bob's Burgers? Is that Bok Travis? Because that's a new one, if it is. The answers, actually, it says here, answer on number 41. So the question there, how many continents make up the Earth's land area, it says answer on card number 41, but this card has the answer to number 65. So whatever card number 65 is, the answer to that is Thomas Edison. So as we go through this, I guess we'll be able to get together a whole sort of trivia set that just has nothing to do with Power Rangers. It's literally just a trivia set. But anyway, and this is what we were saying last time. Sphinx is one of those ones that seem to find his way on all sorts of Power Rangers artwork, even though he didn't really appear that much in the show. He appeared in a couple of episodes, but it's weird because when you watch Zyuranger, and this will become obvious when I finally get MMPR vs. Zyuranger Revisited out, they didn't have a lot of footage because the character in Zyuranger actually appeared, he sort of morphed in and out of this this state, or whatever you want to call it, and he wasn't in that state very often. He was in a more human state. So anyway, I just realised, actually, even if we do find a shiny Green Ranger card, these cards have been stuck together for so long, it's probably going to be damaged. But anyway, that's not really the point. Our good friend, Mr. Pudgy Pig, who again was not in that many episodes. I think he was in 2, maybe 3 at the most, but it seems to be one that just sort of stuck around. It was one that resonated, and if you had the Tiger handheld game, I think that was the first villain in that game. Aha. And I think this was another card that was in the previous set. These are the original puppets that we used in Zyuranger. Now, as far as I remember, and I'm pretty sure because I watched the show quite recently, these were never used in Power Rangers. They were used in the pilot, but I'm pretty sure they never made it to the actual series. That's weird artwork of Mega Raid. Why does it have sort of stock pictures of cards added to this very basic picture of Megazord? When you look back at it, the artwork on Megazord was really weird, wasn't it? Not actual Megazord. I mean, like this very kiddie. Because I'm pretty sure this was exclusive to Power Rangers. This wasn't in Zyuranger. And what's a holofoil? Oh, so it's a holofoil card, but it's literally just the same card. card from the previous set, but so this is a weird one because it looks like not only are a lot of the cards similar or the same to the old set, they've differentiated them a little bit just by making them shiny on the edges. But anyway, I just realized I'm skipping the dad jokes. Wait, okay, I'm gonna have to take them off screen, otherwise you might see the precious answers. Okay. Are they all dad jokes? Yes, they are. Teacher. Jack. Where is the ocean at its deepest? Jack. At the bottom. Here all night, ladies and gentlemen. Student. Where can I find a book about trees? Librarian. Try the branch library. Do you have the... Can I have a bum? I need a soundboard. Boyfriend. I hoped you liked the dictionary I bought for you as a present. Girlfriend. Yes, I do. I just can't find the words to say thank you. That would be a thesaurus, actually, wouldn't it? Not a dictionary. As I just... It's awful. I'm not sure I even get this one. Oh, I see. See this? Okay, now, as dad jokes go, even as a dad joke, this doesn't work. What is Frankenstein's favourite flavour of ice cream? Chocolat. Do you get it? Chocolat. Yeah, no, it's awful. Okay, last one. Oh, okay, so this one requires explaining before we even get to it. This is a baby ear of corn talking to its mother ear of corn. Because anthropomorphized ears of corn, why not? Baby. Mama, where did I come from? Mama, the stork brought you. Okay, moving on. Thank you, Jared. I needed my bubum-ch. And he's going to pen to write these down to torment, amuse my kids with. You can always watch it back, Mark, and we've got 2 retail boxes, so I'm sure there's going to be plenty. I can't get the cards out of these because they're all stuck together. Okay, so that's our power cap for this pack, if I can get it stuck to that, which is the Mastodon coin. As I said, complete lost opportunity when we were going through the Pogs, and I was thinking to myself, how on earth, of all the things that you could make Pogs of, how could you forget to do the power coins? How little did I know. Hang on, this is from the previous set too. Have I got this card here? Got some of the cards from when we did the last stream. There it is. Oh no. No, it's not the same card. It is very different because this one has a purple and red background, whereas this one has a purple and green. Very different variant. You need to get these packs to get these variants. Honestly, the Walmart set is rubbish in comparison. That was in the previous set as well. However, this is the non-shiny version, and the shiny version was in the previous set. Ah, now that, I'm pretty sure wasn't. So we do have a few exclusives. With these jokes, this stream might feel longer than some of the CSI ones. Yeah, I think it'll get tiring pretty quickly. Ah, poor Tweetrang. Come on. That looks like it must be in rehearsal or something, because that's an awful, awkward shot. Ah, that one. Hang on, has that been pasted onto a photo of a skyline? That doesn't look like it's been drawn. Oh. Now, everybody wanted the shiny principal. I mean, that's worth buying the whole retail box, right? To get the shiny principal card. The slightly different set sold at different retailers was a scam to fool collectors and spending more money. Thankfully, I didn't. Yeah. But the thing is, they're so similar. I mean, if they hadn't included the Pogs, then it would have actually been infuriating if you'd bought these back in the day. Especially if you'd bought a load in Walmart looking for a shiny Green Ranger and then realised that they weren't there. Oh, actually, yeah, because actually I should probably keep these cards in order in terms of numbers, really, because if we do actually want to test out any of the quiz stuff or like any of the secret messages, I might need to be able to find them easily. So let's try and keep them at least in order of tens. We'll also be able to figure out whether or not we've got a full set or not. Okay. I can't ask you the questions because we won't necessarily have the answers, although some of them might not be too hard. These are for kids anyway. Yeah, okay, so what is made by heating sand, lime and soda together in a furnace? I assume the answer to that is... hang on. Wait a sec. The quiz here, what is made by heating sand, lime and soda together in a furnace? Now, the answer to that, I assume, is glass. However, it says answer on number 66. This is number 66. I mean, the answer is not a pterodactyl Zord. There is no answer. Answer on number 66? Yeah, no, it's not. The answer is not on number 66. Unless it's on number 66 of the previous set? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, dad jokes. A lot of these are conversational. Nick, can you skate? Bob, I don't know. I can't stand up long enough to find out. I mean, there's dad jokes, and then there's ones that barely even qualify as humour. Mum, Junior, eat your spinach. It's good for growing children. Son, who wants to grow children? I'm still going. I'm carrying on. Customer, waiter, this food gave me heartburn. Waiter, what did you expect? Sunburn. That doesn't even work as... food... okay. Oh, it's another... oh, no, it's not. Yes, no, this is another waiter joke. So if you work in a restaurant, write these down. Customer, waiter, this soup tastes funny. Waiter, well, why aren't you laughing? Still no, but okay. Nutty definitions. Oh, here we go. We've got a whole new set of ones here. What's a steering committee? Answer, 2 backseat drivers. By the way, whoever wrote these jokes, I hope they were fired. Because as this doesn't even qualify as like Christmas cracker jokes. And I just realised I stumbled as I said that because I realised for Americans watching, I don't know if you know what Christmas crackers are. Do you have Christmas crackers in America? Let me explain. How do you explain a Christmas cracker? Christmas crackers are a tug-of-war style novelty that you have a mild explosive in them that when you pull them and they go snap, and whoever gets the bigger end wins, and then within it is some little novelty stuff. You'll get like a little toy, a paper hat, and usually a joke. Now, the jokes in them are universally terrible, but there's a reason why they're universally terrible. It's because when you're sat around... why am I talking about Christmas? It's 1st of June. When you're sat around a table at Christmas, there's all sorts of generations around you. So if you have an intellectual joke or something a little bit that requires a little bit of knowledge of something, it could alienate somebody. So the jokes are universally terrible because then nobody feels left out. It is everybody against the joke. That's the point of them. Never mind the fact that there's mild explosives around a table with candles on it. That's just a very British thing. But these even qualify as Christmas cracker jokes. For example, boyfriend, I have music in my feet. Girlfriend, yes you do. 2 flats. two flat notes. Okay. Hey, Lane 404, you've chosen a weird time to join the stream. First time hearing about... Yeah, I'm sure you have, Jared. Because, yeah, Christmas crackers... I'm pretty sure... I don't think it's even a European thing. I think it's a very much... Well, maybe a British and Irish thing. I don't know. Shane, if you... do you have Christmas crackers in Ireland? Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh, wait. Yes. So, for your next job interview, everybody... Christmas crackers festive white man. Not quite. I'm not going to explain it again, because I'm probably going to get demonetized for talking about explosives. Anyway, one for your next job interview, everybody. This has turned into a very different kind of stream. Tell me, Alibaba. Oh wait, no, this won't work for your next job interview. This is an interview with Alibaba. Tell me, Alibaba, what's it like flying on a magic carpet? Alibaba, rugged. Doesn't even... What? How is flying on a carpet, apart from the obvious pun, rugged in any way? What? Oh, yes, it's very... Is it manly to be on a flying carpet? These aren't even Power Rangers jokes. Barber. A haircut is $10 and a shave is $5. Okay, shave my head. That's not bad. Okay, and it's the school principal card, so that one would make... That one... Mark, write that one down. That one's not too bad. That one's acceptable as a dad joke. Why are these on Power Rangers cards of all things? Trini. In fact, I'm kind of skipping through the cards to get to the jokes, which is the sad thing, because realistically, there's not a lot to the cards, is it? They're just production photos plastered on a piece of card to make money. That's all we're really here for is the dad jokes and the shiny Tommies. And in fact, actually, I'm more interested in the Pogs than I am the trading cards. Yeah, it is similar to Breaking a Wishbone, except with paper hats, jokes, and explosives. That's basically it. Ah, good, we got a checklist. Okay. Oh, very stuck. Pterodactyl power coin. Okay, so we got 3 of the power coins so far. Because there's 10 power caps in this set. So I don't know what the other... Well, unless there's a Green Ranger one. I don't know what the other 5 or 4 will be. So we got a shiny Guldar, which is exactly the same as the previous one. These are really hard to show on stream because the light doesn't catch them very well. Oh, yes, it is the bot, Travis. So how are you feeling any? I don't know. I'm not feeling anything at the moment. There's nobody else here. Okay, so we got the checklist. So there should be... Yeah, so it says 72, but... Because it said on the box 70... Okay, so it says 72 Power Ranger trading cards, and there's 72 Power Foil etched subset cards. So I assume that just means they're exactly the same, but shiny versions. Because this says Power Foil subset, and it's got the same Alibaba magic carpet joke as this card. So it seems that the difference is you've got 72 cards in this set. Oh yeah, because they're even number 42 and number 42. It's just one's a powerful. So it seems that the 72 cards in the set, and then the same 72 again, in shiny form, and that's how they, rather than making like additional cards, they just made shiny versions of the same cards. Which, to be fair, I guess is what they do in Pokemon cards as well. Is my music still playing? Yes, it is. We've got Kimberly looking very young there. I don't know if that's from the pilot or not. Walter Emmanuel Jones. I think we had that one previously, didn't we? In the command center. No thanks. Oh yeah, that's when in the first episode where they say they don't want to be involved. We got some putties, which again shows something that I'm going to point out in the Power Rangers vs Super Sentai comparison between the American putties and the Japanese, what are they called? Golem. Ah, yes. The other one that people seem to remember is the turtle with a traffic light on its head, which I need to point out, in the Japanese and the American show was actually pointed out as being a particularly weird monster because it was made by Squat and Babu. So you can't use that one as saying Power Rangers weird. There's lots of other weird things in Power Rangers, but not that one. How long were you watching him before you realised he has 4 fingers? I only realised only a couple of years ago. Oh, well, I say a couple. I think I realised when I started making videos, so probably about 5 or 6 years ago now. But yeah, I didn't know Walter. Sorry, I should explain if those who don't know. Walter Emmanuel Jones doesn't have, I think, a middle finger on one of either his left or right hand. He lost it as a child. So you do actually see it sometimes when he's morphing, because he has to hold both of his hands out, and he's missing a middle finger. Or it might be a ring finger. I can't remember which one. And again, that Tyrannosaurus, that, I'm pretty sure, apart from the pilot, was never in Power Rangers. It was in the pilot episode, and it's in Zyuranger, well, every episode, because it's in the opening credits. But I'm pretty sure it was never in the American show. Yeah, technically it is a Sentai card, or a pilot card. Because in the pilot, the pilot is rough. They have a weird thing where basically they have the Tyrannosaurus and then Jason merges with the image. And the really weird one is when Trini does it, but it's not Twee Trang, it's the Trini before Twee Trang. Excuse me. I mentioned that there's a difference to... Okay. Well, I'll ask you, because there's 26 people on the stream. Do you want to know, spoilers ahead of time, what the difference is between the American and the Japanese version of the putties? I'll leave it to you. If you want to know, I'll tell you. You do. Okay. Right. Let me find the other image. This is a better one. This is from, I think this is the Season 2 cards from when we did the last stream. Now, if you'll notice, these putties do not have the belt on them. Now, if you watch the Japanese footage, and also, I say just the Japanese footage, I mean also the Japanese fight footage that they use in Power Rangers, the putties have belts on them. In the American show, the actual putties that they shoot American footage with, they don't. Now, this is really weird, because it's not just the fact that they ignore the fact that they're wearing a belt. The symbol on their belt is a star. Now, Zyuranger, I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain this. Zyuranger is all based on folklore, to the point where they use Western religions as folklore as well. So these putties aren't called putties, obviously, in Zyuranger. They're called golem. Now, golem is a Jewish thing. It's a creature that is made out of clay that can be either good or evil, depending on the story. And so it's a Jewish folklore thing, and that's what Zyuranger is all about. It's folklore. So obviously putties are made of clay, so it makes sense that they would be called golem in Zyuranger. Now, golems have stars on them. Sometimes they're 5-pointed stars, sometimes they're 6-pointed stars. Despite it being Jewish, it's not always the Star of David. Now, I don't know if this was a decision made by Chaim Saban, because he's Jewish, and he didn't want them to be too associated with Golem, but also, obviously, in Zyuranger, Bandora, or Rita, isn't the ultimate villain. The ultimate villain is the devil. It's fighting the ultimate form of evil. It's killing... Zyuranger's about defeating Satan, because, obviously, it has lots of folklore things in, and it uses Western religions a little bit like folklore, like Judaism and Christianity. They're kind of included in. So I don't know if the fact that the star on there would have been considered too close to being in relation to the villain from Zyuranger, or whether it's Chaim Saban being Jewish and not wanting the putties to appear like a Jewish symbol because they're the villains. So he didn't want, like, a potential symbol of Jewish folklore being considered one of the villains or something. It's kind of hard to figure out exactly, but the point is, all of the Japanese footage, they have these belts with a star on them. Whether it's a Star of David, whether it's a pentagram, whether it's whatever, I don't know. But in the American footage, they remove the belts. I think it has more to do with the Jewish thing. I don't think it's as much to do with the fact that it's about fighting evil, so they have the stars on them. I think it is more that they are Golem, and Golem have stars on them in Jewish folklore, but Chaim Saban, being Jewish, didn't want a villain to be too closely associated with a Jewish folklore icon, I think. It's kind of hard to tell. But if you watch the American footage, none of the American putties have the belts on them. All of the Japanese footage, they do. So, I really don't know. At first, I thought it was something to do with the fact that it was, fighting Satan, that's the thing, in Zyuranger. But turns out Golem don't always have 6-pointed stars on them. They're not all Stars of David. So, I really don't know. But the point is, Chaim Saban, I'm guessing, was the one that made the decision, took the belts off them because he didn't want that symbol on them. Something basically, it is, yeah. So either way, whether it was a Christian thing or a Jewish thing, it seems like it was something that was sanitized down a little bit for Western audiences, because obviously being a Japanese show, they weren't using the religion in the same way. They were using it as kind of like a folklore thing. And obviously in a Western audience, they wouldn't take it as a folklore thing. It's their faith. So, yeah, that seems to be the thing. I don't know which one it is, Christianity or Judaism. I don't know. But as it is, yeah, Golem are a Jewish folklore thing. They're called Golem in the Japanese show. Golems are made of clay. Putties are made of clay. That seems to be the connection. Anyway, that's a little bit heavy. Back to dad jokes. Oh, actually, okay, this one I like. Mark, get your pen ready. Again, they're all conversational, I don't know why. Mum, why are you cleaning up that spilled milk with cake? Son, you said it was sponge cake. But I like that one. Yeah, I think that's right, Mark. Yeah, obviously, Power Rangers got a lot of flack for being violent, even though it went out of its way to point out that martial arts should be used for defense only. I mean, one of the main rules was never escalate a fight unless Rita forces you to, and, half the cast were martial artists who always said, and even they went against Bulk and Skull, saying you shouldn't use martial arts as attack, it should always be defense. Even though they went to extra lengths to say it was all about self-defense, they still got criticised for it. So having something that was potentially, it could be taken in a religiously dubious way, regardless of whether it's Christianity or Judaism, I completely understand why they would remove that. And I think it was a conscious decision to remove it. I don't think it's just that they didn't send the belts over. I think it was a conscious decision. Oh, this is a little bit... Someone's being referred to here as a tramp, but okay. Could you give me a bite? Woman, no, but if you'll wait a minute, I'll call the dog. Okay, maybe not so much that one. Teacher, Bill, name a product raised where the annual rainfall... What? Name a product raised where the annual rainfall exceeds 40 inches. Bill, umbrellas. What? I don't even think I understand that one. Name a product raised where the annual rainfall exceeds 40 inches. I don't even think I even understand the question. Jeff, I trace my ancestors all the way back to royalty. John, this is a mic drop moment. King Kong. Is that it? Oh no. Customer, why is this donut all smashed up? Waiter, you said you wanted a donut and for me to step on it, So I did. Oh, that would make sense, Jared. But if a joke has to be... I mean, I was about to say if a joke needs to be explained, it's not a good one. No one was saying these jokes were good. How are baseball and pancakes alike? They both depend on the batter. That one, okay. Actually, I like that one. We'll accept that one. Even somebody coming from a country where we don't have baseball, I appreciate that one. Right, so... Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got another pterodactyl one. Come on. Are these? Yes, they are stuck together. Hello, Bob Travis. Have you seen Boo's movie, yes or no? I don't even know what Boo's is. Is baseball only an American thing? And Japanese. It's North American and Japanese as far as I'm aware. But yeah, we don't have base. American... okay, and obviously I realise some of you are Canadian, so please don't hate me for saying American / North American. It's... The biggest sports in North America tend to be very specifically North American. Baseball, I think Japan's the only country where it's big. American football, obviously, not big anywhere else. Ice hockey, I think Russia and some former Soviet countries, ice hockey is big, but other than that, it's mainly US and Canada. Basketball, pretty sure that's mostly North America. I mean, it's not that the sports aren't liked anywhere, it's just that they're not big. Of course, Europe has baseball. We do have the video games, but there's no professional teams in the UK, and pretty sure there's none in Ireland, as far as I'm aware. Even if there's a league, it's not a professional one. And the same with basketball. Like, you know, they're run professionally, but the players aren't professional. Like, there was the local team for me, I think, when I was growing up, was somebody called the Chester Jets. But, you know, they didn't have their own stadium or anything. They used the local gym, the local leisure centre as the arena. I think I went to see a match once. But, yeah, they're not... You will not see it on TV. Like, you won't see baseball on TV, you won't see American football on TV, you won't see basketball on TV, you won't see hockey on TV. You might see, occasionally, the American stuff. You'll certainly see the Super Bowl over here. But... And God knows how many... You know, there's so many satellites and cable channels now. I'm sure you can get the American stuff and the Canadian stuff. But generally speaking, yeah, you know, hockey, baseball, basketball, American football... you won't really see here. It exists. You know, obviously we know of it, but basketball is very popular in mainland Europe. Is it? What is it like? Do they have professional teams? Generally speaking, in the UK and Ireland's a little bit different because Ireland has Gaelic sports. I mean, football is the biggest one, or as you would say, soccer. I mean, rugby is pretty big as well, but nowhere near as football. Honestly, there's not really... I mean, cricket is a loved sport, but it's not a big... I wouldn't say it's that big. I guess maybe there's enough for people to be professional in it. And then motorsports, I think. I'd argue football... motorsports is probably bigger than cricket in terms of how many people watch it. There's a lot of Formula 1 drivers from the UK. There's British superbikes. There's MotoGP riders that are British. Darts is very popular, and snooker. That's a bit of a... I mean, it's not exactly... It's hard to explain. Darts and snooker are things that people will watch, and they'll watch them live, but they're not like massive, it's not huge money generating sports, but there are televised championships, and that's a fair point, Stevie. You're more likely to find professional darts on TV in the UK and professional snooker than you are professional basketball, baseball, American football, or hockey. Yeah, so as Mark was saying, the Ashes is basically a long-time rivalry between England and Australia. And that's kind of the big thing that even people who aren't interested in cricket will watch. I mean, I'm not even interested in that, but it's kind of a niche thing for people to watch cricket throughout the whole year. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Tennis, especially when, I mean, tennis is kind of only really on the sort of satellite channels, apart from some highlights things, except obviously when Wimbledon is on. It's kind of like, apart from football, it has to be a big event for people to get into it. So they'll watch the Super Bowl, they'll watch Wimbledon, they'll watch the Ashes. But generally speaking, yeah, football and rugby, I guess, are the two big ones. But even then, rugby, unless it's international rugby, unless it's the England team or the Scotland team or the Wales team or Ireland, because there's no Northern Ireland team, realistically, club rugby is not that big either. I think most of the players are semi-pro, not professional. But yeah, apart from football and maybe motorsports, that's about it for the UK. Okay, yeah, I know. So you say there's a handful of NBA players that are European, and obviously, yeah, if you're a European that wants to play any of those sports, they would go to the US or Canada. They wouldn't try and play in Europe necessarily. They might start off in Europe, but the goal is to go to America. Your mother's side is from Wales. Where even is that? Wales is a country in both the UK and Great Britain. Okay, so here's a side note because obviously there's Americans and Canadians on the stream. This is where it gets a little bit complicated in geopolitics. The UK of the British Isles. Great Britain is made up of 3 countries. It's England, Scotland, Wales. That it is the mainland of Great Britain. The United Kingdom includes Great Britain, but also Northern Ireland. And then there are also some islands, not Ireland, islands that would sometimes feel that they're a bit autonomous, even though they're not. It's a little bit like Isle of Man. So Isle of Man is an island in between Great Britain and the island of Ireland. It's technically England, but they have their own flag. The people would say that they're Manx, but it's technically England. Same with like Jersey, same with the Isle of Wight, so on. So the United Kingdom is Great Britain and its surrounding islands and Northern Ireland. That's the UK. So when you look at a map of Great Britain, Scotland's at the top, England underneath, Wales off to the side. That is Wales. Oh yeah, okay. And sort of ethnically, Wales, Scotland and Ireland would be more Celtic, and England would be, I don't know what it would be actually. Norman? Saxon, maybe? Anyway. However, it gets a little bit more complicated than that, because if you are from Northern Ireland, technically you are British, even though you're not from Great Britain. You are from the UK, but you're not British. No, you are British, but you're not from Britain. If that makes sense. It doesn't make sense actually, but there's no nationality as UK-ish. So if you're from any part of the United Kingdom, even if it's not Great Britain, you are still British. However, you can also say that you are Scottish, English, Welsh, Manx, Northern Irish, but technically it would say on your passport British. Okay. Power caps. Oh, okay, there we go. So, we talk about the power coins, we also have the Morpher, although obviously it's a little bit damaged because everything's been stuck together. This is a weird one, because I think this was included in the previous set as well. Let me just check, because I might have this here. I thought I had this in the cards from the last set. Yes, I do. Again, it's exactly the same card. It's just the colouring slightly different on the border. So these are referred to as the battle bikes. Now, as far as I'm aware, these were never used in the show either. I'm pretty sure they used something called the Thunder bikes in the show, which were, I think they were actually Die Ranger bikes, but they were rebranded. Whereas the battle bikes, oh no, okay, they appear in the background in 1 or 2 episodes, but generally speaking, they're not used. But these were used quite a lot in Zyuranger. So again, I think quite a lot of this artwork was created right at the start of Power Rangers, and they were basing it very much off Zyuranger. So you end up with things like this with the battle bikes, and you end up with toys of these battle bikes, I believe, but they're not really in the show. They're in Zyuranger quite often, but they're not in Power Rangers. And I think I pointed out in the first of the crossover videos. It is strange that Ireland uses euros while England is not even the European Union anymore. Well, yes and no. I mean, Ireland uses different currency anyway. Ireland uses, well, depending on which way you want to put it, they use the pound or punt before euros. So Republic of Ireland never used the same currency as the UK anyway. And obviously, even when the UK was in the European Union, they never used euros. What is really confusing is that we're not going to go into politics here, so we'll not go into anybody's feelings about Brexit, but because of Brexit, there is now no border between Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. You can literally walk across it, and sometimes roads will zigzag across it, but in Northern Ireland, technically, not only are they not in the European Union, they use pounds, pence, pound sterling, and then in Republic of Ireland, they use euros. So if you lived on a border town, they'll probably accept both currencies, I would have thought. You have the Battle Bike Scale Extra set. Wow, I never knew they do that. It's Tommy on White. Oh, so it's even from like season 2. Tommy on White and Zed, who's stolen the Red Ranger. Zed, who has stolen the Red Ranger's bike. We got the command center. We've got that card of them getting ready again, but with no Zordon in the background, which looks very weird. It's an empty power tube. Is it power tube? Whatever it's called. It's not the time warp. Whatever, as we've established. Got King Sphinx again. Pudgy Pig again. Oh, that's one that looks weird in certain lights. I quite like that actually. That. What is that from? That looks like the American actors, because obviously the easiest ways to tell are Jason or Austin St. John is a lot bigger than the guy that played Geki in Zyuranger, and obviously Tui Trang, if it's not a stunt double, that is a lot slimmer than the actor that played Boy. Well, yes, there is also a package, but we'll ignore that one. Oh wait, there was another one that was again. So yeah, that's very early artwork for the Triceratops. So I'm assuming these were all done pretty early on. Here's a dad joke that I don't think would go down well if it was ever used in real life. Judge. Order. Order in the court. Prisoner. I'll have a hamburger and a Coke. I don't think that's getting you off if you are currently going through a trial. Don't believe Johnny Depp or Amber Heard tried to do that one. Teacher. Who was the first to pilot an airplane at Kitty Hawk, Orville and Wilbur? I have no idea what that means, so I'm probably not going to understand the punchline. Students, I'm not sure, but either one is right. Oh, Kitty Hawk, Orville or Wilbur. I'm not sure, but either... Diner. Waiter, it's been an hour since I ordered my turtle soup. Oh. We can see where this one's going. Waiter. Yes, but you know how slow turtles are. Okay, we'll move on. Oh, try not to knock everything over. I couldn't tell you, Mark. I wasn't watching the trial. My wife was obsessed with it, but I didn't see any of it. Oh, wait. Ah, okay, well that explains what the other 5 are. They're the same power caps, but just with the morpher showing. And as you see, interestingly, no black lightning bolts on the morpher. They were taken off for the show. Not saying this fact, but I do think it's harder for American actors to do British accents as opposed to the other way around. Yeah, I think that's fair. The problem is, obviously, there are very regional British accents, despite being such a small country. You can go 10 miles and the accent is different. And there aren't that many people that will speak in posh British accents, because even if they do, they're kind of derided. So if you're trying to do a British accent, I mean, mine's fairly generic. So if an American actor was trying to do an accent to pass as a British accent, generally speaking, they should probably go with one like mine. Because if you're trying to do a regional one, yeah, it's not gonna go down well, because they're wrong. I mean, I'm not gonna do it, but I could do accents of where I'm from originally that you wouldn't even think were British. I mean, just if you're interested, Google somebody like Stephen Gerrard or Paul O'Grady, and you'll get an idea of the accent from where I'm from, and that is an English accent. It's not Welsh, it's not Irish, it's not Scottish. In fact, even so much so, a weird video popped up as a suggestion on YouTube last night, which was drunk Scouser in Las Vegas. And the police were like, yeah, so where are you from? Scotland, Ireland? And it's like, yeah, no, that is a Liverpudlian accent, which is not like a Beatles accent, as some people think it is. You want a true Scouse accent, you want Stephen Gerrard or Paul O'Grady. Just Google them and you'll see what I mean. So we got the regular Finster as opposed to the shiny Finster that we saw earlier. We got the saber-toothed tiger, which again was never used in the show apart from the pilot. We got the Zac, the battle bikes again, the Triceratops again, command center. Was that? Did we not already have one in this pack? Or was it? Oh no, it's the previous pack. And then we got a shiny Triceratops. Was it second friendliest accent in the UK? Really? I mean, I'm mainly not going to do the accent because if my wife is still listening, she threatens to hit me whenever I do it because she hates it so much. And also because if any of my childhood friends are watching, they would probably cringe. First was Geordie. I can understand that. Some girl that moved here years ago from England sounds nothing like your accent. Yeah, so I can absolutely understand that. I'll give you a little... Oh God, I can't even... This is... There we go. There we go, we got the Tyrannosaurus Balcoin. I'll give you a little tip on trying to understand accents. A basic rule of thumb, if you want to know whether it's a northern accent or a southern accent, is how we pronounce our A's in the middle of words, if it's a hard A or a soft A. So say, for example, I don't have any in here, but if I was wearing glasses with a hard A, glasses, I would be probably from the north. Whereas if I was wearing glasses, I'd be from the south. If I was Sonic the Hedgehog and I was going fast, from the north. If I was Sonic the Hedgehog and going fast, I'm from the south. Doesn't always work though, because we are nothing if we're not inconsistent in the UK. So as opposed to somebody like an American that would say something like can't, can and can't, we would say can and can't, despite whether we're from the north or south. So we would say, a northerner would say glass, grass, fast, but can't. Whereas a southerner would say grass, glass, fast, can't. I don't know why. It just is a thing. But basically, if they use hard A's, they'll be northerner, soft A's, southerner. What have we got here? So we got the saber-toothed tiger. We got Amy Jo Johnson, which doesn't look like it's from season 1 actually. Red Ranger. Oh, we got the non-shiny version of that card. We got the saber-toothed tiger Zord. Blue Ranger. We got the Morphers again, which is exactly the same card as before. And then we got Squat. Actually, we're getting to the point now where we could probably do some of the trivia. Took over your girlfriend's accent, which I guess, yeah. I mean, to be honest, you're more likely to, because say for example, my wife is Dutch originally, but she has a southern accent because she moved to Surrey, which is south of London. So she has a completely southern England accent, even though she's Dutch. Whereas I have a fairly generic accent because my family were from all over. So, you know, my granddad on my mum's side was a Londoner, which had a slightly Cockney accent. My grandmother on my mum's side was Greek. My grandmother on my dad's side was Irish, and then my grandfather from my dad's side was from slightly further down in Peterborough. So it's kind of a mixed accent. He moved from Netherlands to Kent. Oh yeah, so that would be a southern accent, yeah. Whereas if I was to slip into the accent of where I grew up from, apologies to anyone who's actually from that area or any of my friends, and I was trying to explain what we're doing here today. Right, so basically what we're doing here today is we're going to be opening up some Power Rangers cards. And we're going to be going through it and, you know, seeing what's all in here. We got the power caps there, and we got the trading cards, and we got all the dad jokes, you know, on the... That's a Scouse accent. That's where I grew up. That's what the accent sounded like. And I can't really do it that well because sometimes you roll the R's and sometimes you don't. So it's something like Power Rangers. That's how you'd say Power Rangers in a Scouse accent. But anyway, I lived in Hull for a bit. Ooh, yeah. Feel sorry for that accent. Anyway, you don't know if you'd be able to handle it. Yeah, it's a hard accent to do. Power Rangers. Anyway, customer. What is this fly doing swimming in my soup? Waiter, it looks like the backstroke. I've heard that one before, but I do quite like that one. Oh, okay. The person saying this, whatever it is Nitwit. Haven't I seen your face somewhere around... what? Haven't I seen your face somewhere else? Oh, this is between Nitwit and Dimwit. Okay. Haven't I seen your face somewhere else? Dimwit, no, it's always been between my ears. Okay, I'm going to stop doing some of these. I'm struggling to even read them because also I've got an echo in my ear, which doesn't help anything. Liverpool is about an hour from me, but there are 4 or 5 different accents you'll come across. Yeah, so where I'm living these days is kind of between Liverpool, Manchester and Birmingham in like a triangle, and the accents for those areas are very different. But like I say, if you were from the US or Canada and someone turned up with a Scouse accent, you would not be able to tell they're English. And obviously there's There's a Welsh accent, which gets stronger depending on where you are in the country. Scotland has a very mixed palette of accents. Glasgow is probably the most commonly imitated and one of the strongest, but it's certainly not the only accent in Scotland. And then, obviously, you've got Ireland has hundreds of accents depending on where you are in the country, and then obviously Northern Ireland is completely different. Ozzy Osbourne does have a Birmingham accent, but I'd argue it's relatively mild compared to some people. Certainly, if you went to Dudley, you got all that accent. What have we got? We're starting to get repeats now because we've been through a lot of this and we've seen these over again. So we might start ripping through some of these and just seeing what we get as the shiny card. And then I suppose we could start doing some of the trivia. Geordie, as he was saying, I can understand that being a friendly accent. It's one I definitely can't do. So that's one you're gonna have to YouTube if you want to hear what it sounds like. Oh, wow! Look at that. It's so stuck together. They are just ripping the cards apart. So even if we find... Oh, hang on. Oh, come on. Okay, so we have the Power Rangers checklist as a card, but then we have the shiny Power Rangers checklist as a card. They put the checklist in the subset. Really? That counts as one of the power foil cards? The checklist? Elephant Berman goes to Africa. Excuse me, do you have... Sound of those all stuck together. I think we're kind of at the point now where we've just about seen everything. So we can start going through this a bit more quickly, trying to find that shiny Tommy if we can. I mean, there's no guarantee that we will, but I'm going to start by doing some of the trivia, because I assume we've probably got enough now. Game with a Power Ranger card, stay here for the dad jokes and regional accents. Throw in Power Quiz. Here we go. Oh wow, that's... Maybe Travis... The Travis bot is learning. We talk about dad jokes and then all of a sudden, how's your dad doing it? And your mom? Well, as I say, I don't mind Travis bot being here because it's all engagement. Anyway. So we got the Gnarly Gnome card. I can show you the card because the answer's not on here. Oh, actually, hang on. Before we do, how do we decode the card? Oh, we don't actually need a decoder card because it says code number equals the letter in the alphabet. I was just thinking we hadn't found a code card yet, but it turns out we don't need one. Although, where's the Alpha 5 card gone? Yeah, so technically speaking, I don't think we need it. Oh no, number 6. So Alpha 5 in the old set is card number 6, and it has the decoder. Alpha 5 in this set apparently is also number 6, and it might have the decoder. So technically speaking, I don't think we need it, because it's a pretty simple code. The letters and numbers are the same, but we'll wait until we find Alpha 5, until we start doing some of the decoding. But anyway, So the answer to this one is apparently on number 72. And we don't have card 72, so that's a good start. The answer to this is number 67. Do we have 67? Maybe we haven't opened enough yet. No, we don't. We have 65, 66. No, okay. Answer number 7. Okay, so 65. We do have this. So, power quiz question. What is the name for a space that is completely empty of air and everything else? Answers in the chat. As I find card number 65. I will ask again. What is the name for a space that is completely empty of air and everything else? I have to go with whatever the answer on the card is, and the card is on, the answer is on, the shiny Triceratops. My head. The answer is a vacuum. Well done, Mark. Let's find another one. Answer on card number 64. I think we do have number 64. What is the name of the instrument used to measure the pressure of the atmosphere? Also used to predict what the weather's going to be. And my grandmother had one on the wall. Answer on the Mastodon... Actually, that's interesting. They call it the Mastodon Mammoth dinosaur. Because obviously in Zyuranger they call it the Mammoth. Even though even in Power Rangers they call it the Mastodon. The answer is... a barometer. Let's see what else have we got. Do we have number 17? The answer to this question is on number 17. Yes, we do. Okay, so the question is on Finster. The question is, what is the name for a space that is... Oh, we already read that one. Hang on. It's a different card, but the same question. Okay. They cheaped out on the power quiz. Spent too much money on the dad jokes. Answer to card number 1. We don't have that. Okay. Clearly, we haven't opened enough. Because we still don't have... Every one I pull out doesn't have the answer on it. But we'll speed up a little bit. Oh, well, there's number 1. I was just saying I don't have number 1. I'm guessing that's going to be... This is going to be number 1. Yes, it is. Okay, so we can ask that question. Where I put it. What is the name of the world's busiest airport? Bearing in mind it's the world's busiest airport in 1994. And the answer is on the logo card. World's busiest answer. World's busiest answer. World's busiest airport in 1994. Any guesses? It is Chicago O'Hare, apparently. No, you're certainly not late for the shiny Tommy. We haven't got anywhere near that yet. In fact, what number is it? Because it's not Tommy, it's the Green Ranger. 37. I'm pretty sure that is... Actually, I'll just double check. If I was to go to eBay and put Green Ranger card and then do price highest to lowest. So there is a super shiny one, but I don't know what set that's from. Oh yeah, and then there is... Yeah, so there is... Is it number 37? It is number 37. So number 37 in this set, the shiny version of it, is currently selling on eBay for 156 Australian dollars, which is 89 pounds British. And then, I don't know what that is, like 100 and something US. 89 GBP in USD is 111 actually, $111. Well, there's actually a few different cards, and I don't know if one of them I don't think is from this set. I don't know what set it's actually from. Black Ranger Squad card looks cool. Black Ranger Squad card? What number? What? Do you know what number that is? Black Ranger Squad. I'm not sure which one you mean. Oh, this one you mean. No, it's not. Yeah, no, this is the thing. It's not actually. It's just the way the light catches it. So they do have colour on them. There we go. If I try and catch the light properly. It's just that the shiny ones appear a bit weird on the light. Sometimes they do look all black. Like if I was to go like that. Yeah, the shiny ones are a little hard to catch these lights. Well, there's Tommy, but unmorphed Tommy. And I think that's the picture they used for the Pog as well. Ah, again, yeah, look. So we were talking about the battle bikes. We had the shiny version of this card in the previous stream. Those were definitely not used. They do occasionally show up in the background, but not very often. I'm trying to be careful with the shiny cards that I don't damage them when they're stuck together. There we go. There it is. Obviously, it's not going to be like a PSA 10 or anything, because these cards, being 40 years old, have all been stuck together. But that's the one. Currently selling on eBay for $112 US. In fact, we didn't open that many cards, really, did we? We're probably only halfway through the first box. But that's it. That's the one we were looking for. And it's really hard to see in the lights of the stream, so I apologise if you can't see it very well. I think somebody pointed out that that was used in the US as the front cover for the Green with Evil VHS tape. Oh, we go, look. Purple Rita. The one, you know, if we watch the video I did on Power Rangers Live, they used Purple Rita, which I don't know where that came from. I don't know why this was ever used. Ah, it was you that pointed it out. Yes, it was. Ah, here we go, actually. I was just explaining about how the lights... Oh, thanks, Mark. Actually, Mark, I need to send you a message earlier because I saw your thing about Giggle. So I'll talk to you about that a bit later. We were just talking about how, yeah, so the shinies don't appear very well under the light, and how that looked like 5 Black Rangers. That is the card. That's the non-shiny version of the card. So you can see how much the light changes. But they are really weird holo cards. Like, you can just about see the colour there. But that's the card. But yeah, I need to send you... I meant to send you a message earlier, Mark. I need to send you one later. Because we were talking about... getting a copy of Giggle for libraries. By the way, thank you for everyone who's been sharing the pictures. Jared, I know you sent the picture of Giggle Squid in your library, and then Roberto, you shared a video of your young boy playing with the toy. Oh, wow, look at the damage on that. Ooh. What was that? New RR movie? Have I missed something here? What was that? Sorry. Oh yeah, the sorry, I'm scrolling up a bit in the chat because I missed a few things. The Chip and Dale movie. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen clips from it, and we were having a chat in the, was it the last Pokemon Days stream or something? We were talking about Ugly Sonic in it, and how it's quite weird considering I was at Sega when they started to announce internally about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and then how badly that went down and how everyone was expecting it to be awful, and then obviously the Ugly Sonic trailers started coming out and they had to go and completely redesign the whole thing. It's now weird seeing Ugly Sonic becoming its own thing. It's hard to get these off without... Ah, there we go. No, I've ripped Skull's face. I'm glad they did do, even though these are getting damaged, I'm glad they did do these power coin hogs, because that's the big thing they were missing. That's definitely the American squad there. I'm pretty sure that's from the pilot as well, which would make sense because I've been saying with the artwork that I think this was done very early on. I'm pretty sure because they, you know, Billy's Uber Geek there, and I'm pretty sure that's what Austin St. John was wearing in the pilot with his awful acting. Goldart, Squat, the Morphers, and then what's the shiny in this pack? Not a shiny really at all, it's just a shiny border. But well. Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to seeing Top Gear Maverick. It's gone down pretty well in terms of... I haven't seen a whole lot of reviews for it, but I know that it's been doing well in the box office, which is, you know, even to do that these days is a tall order. That's what we were talking about, Mark. I don't know is the answer. I don't know if there's a cut of Ugly Sonic out there. As far as I'm aware, yes, the film had to have been at least 99% ready for there to be a trailer out there, and that's why there was such a delay when they announced that they were going to go and redo it. So somewhere out there, even if it's not 100% completed, there must be an Ugly Sonic cut. And honestly, if they've got to the point now where they're putting Ugly Sonic in other movies, I don't know why they wouldn't release it. And I have a feeling they probably will. I think they'll probably wait for an anniversary of some kind. Sonic's, whatever it is, 35th, maybe? 30th is, and the 30th is the next one, I think, isn't it? There might be a DVD, like a director's cut of Sonic the Hedgehog, and then as an extra, Blu-ray extra, you got the Ugly Sonic cut. I don't know why you wouldn't, when you've spent that much money on it, and then you've had to spend so much money redoing it, I don't know why you wouldn't try and recoup some of your investment off the Ugly cut, because nobody's going to see the Ugly cut now and go, oh, well, they've ruined it. Now it's just a joke. It's an internal it's an eternal meme. Sega's okay with laughing at themselves. So I would imagine we'd see it at some point. I don't know when it will be, but would you all like Power Rangers did an anime version? I think Power Rangers would work as an anime version. I mean, when you've got things like Voltron. There must be an ugly Sonic version that we'll get. Yeah, I can't imagine that we wouldn't see it. I mean, why not? Because the thing is, the film must have been more or less complete. So we've spent all that money on the CG for it, to then just throw it away? I don't think so. Because now it's funny. If they'd released the recut with the new Sonic, and the film was still bad, we would never see Ugly Sonic. At all. But the fact that it was good, and Sonic 2 has gone down well. I haven't seen it yet, but it's gone down well. To the point now that they're making fun of themselves and putting Ugly Sonic in Disney movies. It can't stay under wraps forever. Release the ugly cut. Ugly cut will be a thing at some point. Oh no, I don't. I absolutely do not believe it was a publicity stunt at all. Because yeah, we knew before the public did. We saw the poster artwork. I think before they'd actually started filming. That obviously the character model would have been created. So the ugly muscular legs, we saw that before anyone else did. It was an internal meeting where they rented out like a theatre to show trailer, because I was there working on Motorsport Manager for Sega, and then the Sonic team gets up, and it was this thing. Obviously the movie ended up going down well, and Sonic Mania hadn't come out yet. So the last couple of Sonic games had been awful. And then Sonic team got up and they started talking about there's going to be a Sonic movie and this is the poster. And then they were talking about, oh, and we've teamed up with this hipster clothing line, and everyone's just there rolling their eyes. Like, because Sega these days is a hardcore PC gaming company. So Sonic team already is like seen as like just a money-making thing. They just whore out the little blue hedgehog for money. So when they start coming out talking about clothes and there's going to be a movie, everyone's like, oh god, this is going to be awful. The last two games were terrible. Please let Sonic Mania be good. So yeah, no, I'm 90% sure it was not a publicity stunt. But because also delaying the cinema release from what it was originally going to be would have been expensive. So they lost a lot of money redoing that. Because it's not a simple fix. It's not just a sprite swap. It's a big, it's a hard thing to do. So I'm pretty sure it's not going to be. It was always going to look like that. But we'll see it someday. We must do. So, Sega is not going to throw away the opportunity to make money off it. There's no chance of that. Imagine if they skipped the Ugly Sonic cut and give us Ugly Sonic in Sonic 2 on Blu-ray instead. Yeah, you can only see Sonic 2 in this with the normal Sonic in cinemas. Then after that, it's just Ugly Sonic. Isn't there rumours of Power Rangers reboot, or David's just taking reins of the... I'm not sure, actually. Can you imagine if they redid the CG on the Turtles for the remake? Someone would do it. Okay, so on that, about doing the CG in the original. So if you're not on the Discord, I highly recommend joining it. If you go to the Turtles channel on the Discord channel, this is something we were talking about at some point. I can't remember which stream it was. There was a series of TV adverts in the UK for an insurance brand where they licensed the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they did CG turtles. Now, the voice acting in them isn't great, but the turtles in them look great. They look like the cartoon versions, but CG-fied into the real world. And obviously, it's a little bit shiny because it's just a TV ad. It's not big budget Hollywood, but the character design looks great. It looks way better than the Michael Bay movies. Go have a look at them. It's for a company called Direct Line, which is an assurance company, and they made a couple of adverts with, and the main one was with Donatello. The Raff Pickle commercial. I don't think I know what that is, but they look great. Raff Pickle commercial. Can you link me to that one? Because I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'm still not sure about the Mario movie. I'm not. We'll see how that goes. Oh, it's a German commercial for pickles. Yeah, if you could find a link for that. Okay, look. This is the Green Ranger card, but the non-shiny version of it. So, this is. Oh, it's pretty damaged. Obviously showing the horrible Gold Ranger shield from the American show in all its plush glory. I mean, speaking of German TV ads, obviously I had Sky before it was Sky. Yeah, that's what I wanted to avoid with the Green Ranger, so I'm glad that didn't happen. Before it was Sky Digital, before it was digital TV, where it was literally just a satellite dish and then you tuned it like a radio and you got what you got. We actually got a lot of channels from France, Germany and Spain coming through on Sky. And I always for some reason I always liked watching Home Improvement in German, because I knew the show, I knew the episodes, and I just found it funny watching it in German. But also I liked watching German ads, because German ad breaks are like 6 minutes long. I mean, it's nowhere near America. Like America, you have too many ad breaks. You just do. There are shows that go to ad break and they come back for the end credits. No. But anyway, I remember being a kid and flipping through the German channels, and there was an advert. I think it was for Head and Shoulders. And it was literally people were in like an office block. 8 minutes, is it really? They're in like an office block, and it started raining, and everyone suddenly like gets really excited, grabs their shampoo, runs outside, rips their clothes off, and starts having a shower in the rain with the shampoo. Now, bear in mind, this isn't like one of those things where it's a funny ream of banned TV ads. This is in the middle of the day on German TV. I don't think it ever showed anything below the waist, but there was boob. So however old I was, 7 years old, watching Home Improvement in German and laughing at the fact that they call Jaffa cakes Saft cakes. And then all of a sudden there's people naked in the rain using Head and Shoulders, which actually doesn't sound that ridiculous when you consider what was it Herbal Essences, where ladies were having a crisis in the shower. Italy does the same with ads and credits. Really? How do you go to adverts and then come back for the credits and then have more adverts? How does that make sense? Oh wait, is that the Alpha 5 card? That is number 6. Okay, we'll come back to that one in a sec. So we got Squat. No, that's not Squat, that's Babu. And there's another one of the Green Ranger cards. Oh, we got the shiny Morphers. I want to say Green Ranger card, not the shiny one. It's just the normal one. Okay, so we'll keep alpha aside for a sec. Well, I don't think it happens anymore in Germany, but it certainly happened in the 90s. I'm pretty sure that's not a Mandela effect thing. I have it very vividly in my mind. I'm sure it was a Head & Shoulders advert, or it was a shampoo ad. You mean those showers where they had a little too much fun in the shower and gave a whole new meaning to Yes! The one where if your parents were watching in the other room, it would make them come in to see what was actually on the TV. Babu was a bit scary. Yeah, so we're just seeing repeats now. So, oh, hang on though. I don't think we had that in the previous one. That is, again, so that's, luckily we got the same one in the same pack. That shows you the difference between shinies and non-shinies. Okay, sorry, I just saw the message there. Check out that link to the Turtle Primes channel. It's the pickle commercial with Raph. Okay, I don't know whether... no, I'll do that now. Because we've kind of seen... Now we're going to start sort of flying through these, trying to find shinies. Let me see. Just trying to see past my... Oh, wait, no. Did you put it in the Discord? No. If you can put it in the Discord, I'll have a look at it. In the TMNT channel. I remember in '96 when I went to England, the local newspaper always had topless women in the papers. Oh yeah, no, that was... I don't think they do it anymore. But it's a thing. It's called the Page 3 Girls. So... I mean, I haven't bought a UK newspaper and in God knows how long. But until relatively recently, yeah, the what they'd call the red top tabloids. So the Sun, the Daily Star, that kind of thing. Page 3, so literally the first page as you open the newspaper would have a topless woman. It was a career, like your career was you were a Page 3 girl. You were a Page 3 model. There are people who are famous now who got started as Page 3 girls. I don't think they do it anymore. Canadian TV in the late 90s. Well, Canadian TV, you made Are You Afraid of the Dark? Canada, it was a Canadian produced show. And Mr. Tickle Sneezer. That's a scary thing from Power Rangers. Shared in the TMNT channel. Let's have a look. Oh, here we go. Pickles advert. I mean, the fact that there's an advert for pickles in general is blowing my mind. Oh wait, so it's the Michael Bay Raphael touching his crotch? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. How... Was that a band ad? Or was that one that actually made it to TV? Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. The direct line advert is better than that. It's in the TMNT channel. Like, scroll up a couple, even, I've got my link to the cancelled TMNT movie. Just scroll up a little bit. A couple more messages and it's there. It aired in America. No. The Scum and the Star ended Page 3 after it was banned. Oh, it was 2015. Yeah, I knew it was relatively recently. Just for reference, he referred to the Sun as the Scum there. The Sun is not a liked newspaper in the UK for a lot of reasons, particularly for those that if you grew up where I grew up, near Liverpool, for reasons that we don't need to get into now, but it's football related and involving some lies. Some of them made damn good money from it. Yeah, some of them did make good money from it. Some of the Page 3 girls made a lot of money from being Page 3 girls. But see, I don't really have a horse in this race, but I always saw it a little bit like stripping. If they were the ones in control and making money from it, who were we to say don't do it? But then again, there is the other side of should it be allowed? I don't know. I don't have a horse in the race, but there are two sides to the argument. Check the Ranger Sentai channel. I took a... Sorry, say that again? Check. You took a screenshot. Oh, thanks. Because yeah, I have been thinking about whether it's worth doing highlights of streams or whatever at some point. I don't really know. We'll come back to that at some point. A few people turned their page 3 career into a TV career. I mean, I'm sure Katie Price got her started on page 3, did she not? Ooh, don't break the card. Well, it's... Actually, that could probably be cleaned up anyway, because it's off the back of that one, but it's a shiny David Yost anyway. Not to say that I don't like David Yost, obviously. Of course I do. He's appeared on the channel a few times. But in terms of these cards, pretty much every one of these, as I said at the start of the stream, is worthless, apart from Shiny Green Ranger. For reasons I'm still not entirely sure why. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, Jared, for the Star Wars stream. Because it did work on mobile. We were actually waiting for you, and we tried it out, and I was able to join the stream on my phone. So I don't quite know why that was. There is actually going to be a poll on, I think, Thursday maybe, with a few options for what the next film is going to be. And obviously, if you don't know what Jared's referring to, you'll see next to Stevie and Jared and Mark's names, there is a little... it's not Batman. It's actually a character called Bat Dan, which is a video I need to make at some point. They're part of what we call the Batcave. So backers on YouTube and backers on Patreon have different tiers, and one at the top tier is the Batcave tier. And if you're in the Batcave, you have access to an additional Discord channel. And every month we have a hangout, and it's either just a normal hangout, just chatting, or we watch a movie. We have something called Watch Party, and in actual fact, when it's Watch Party, we also end up hanging out as well. Like, the last one that we just watched was Star Wars, because I'd never seen Star Wars, and to be fair, we ended up chatting for about 3 hours afterwards. So if that's something that you wanted to be a part of, and if you're not part of the Batcave, go ahead, head over to YouTube and either hit the join button to join the Batcave, or over to Patreon, and make sure that you have, really important to make sure that you have your Patreon linked to your YouTube and your Discord, because that will give you access to the additional Discord channel. And then this month coming up, obviously it's the 1st of June today, so we're coming up to the June hangout at the end of this month. There's going to be a poll on the YouTube channel, I think Thursday, which everyone will have access to, even if you're not part of the Batcave. But I think there's 3 or 4 options of what film we're going to watch this month. Yeah, and happy to do a test, as Mark says. You know, if it's if we're not really sure why it's not working, happy to. Jared as well. You know, you've sent me private messages before. I'm happy to try something out if you want to see if we can connect on your phone or something, just between you and me. Did you hear Annika Rice wants to bring back Treasure Hunt? Oh wow, that's a big one. I'll come back to that in a sec. Oh, you joined at the start of the stream. Oh, thanks, Stevie. Oh yeah, no, I saw something come up saying welcome to the Batcave. I didn't realise that was you joining the Batcave. Thank you, Stevie. Thank you for joining. And obviously, we'll see you hopefully at the watch party. Yeah, that is a bit. Yeah, it's not the nicest bird in the world. I thought it was a challenge. Oh, hang on. Maybe I'm getting a bit confused. Right, so again, for those that are not British and maybe not Irish, I don't know if this show is in Ireland as well. There was a show in the 90s called Treasure Hunt, and I love the concept of the show. So basically, it had somebody present. It was in a studio, and you had two different teams. I think you had two different teams, or maybe you had one. I can't remember. Honestly, it's been decades since I saw it. Somewhere in the country, there was treasure hidden. What that treasure is, I really don't remember. But the whole point was that there was somebody who was willing to go anywhere in the country, so long as the people in the studio were following certain clues and telling them to go find it. So basically, you'd have loads of clues to find out where this treasure is, and you'd have loads of maps, because obviously this is before Google Maps and things. You'd literally be pulling out maps, and you'd be telling somebody else called Annika, this presenter called Annika Rice, who was this TV presenter who became famous for her 90s jumpsuits. You'd be telling her, oh, you need to go here, and then they jump into like a helicopter and they go off and try and find what the clues were telling them to go to. And that's about as much as I can remember of the TV show. But that's another one for you to Google. Google Treasure Hunt, Annika Rice from the 90s. Essay. Sorry, I'm explaining what a 90s TV show was, and I didn't even see you come into the chat and what you were looking for. This is the one that we were looking for, which is the shiny tone. I'm just trying to find the non-shiny version of it, because this is not a very good... This is the card, and then obviously there is the shiny version of it. So there's two different versions of the card. Two different versions of every card, in fact, in this set. This one is the one that seems to go for relative money. And now, obviously, one thing is that I've noticed this isn't centered very well. You can see a blue border at the top compared to everywhere else. But as an example, this is now selling on eBay at the moment, this one, for $112. Maybe not as much for this one because it is not centered, but we've actually got quite a lot of packs to go, and we're going to have to speed up a little bit because obviously we're 2 hours in and we've done most of the set, if I'm honest. We found most of the set, but we've got quite a lot of packs to open still, so we might be able to find some more. We'll see. Not necessarily looking for the perfect card, because it's not about money, it's just about that's the chase card, that's the thing that everyone would have been looking for. So, and we found it, but we can maybe find some more. And one thing that is annoying is obviously because these have been sat in packs for over 30 years, some of them are tearing as we come out. So you do also get POGs, power caps in them as well. Now, one thing that if you're just joining this, how rare is it? I don't know how rare it is, to be honest. I just know that it's worth more than the others. But one thing that's specific about these cards, and I say we're sort of flying through these a little bit because we've seen all of these before. They have oddly like dad jokes on the back, and then we have like a little quiz as well, and then we have decoded messages. So once we've gone through these packs, we've already been reading some of the jokes, and they are bad. They are much worse than Christmas cracker jokes, if you know what that is. But we're going to go through them, and we're going to go through some of the quiz stuff as well, because the questions are on one card and then the answers are on another card, so you kind of have to have the whole set to be able to do all the questions. And then you have a little secret message as well, which technically you could work out without having a decoder card, but there is a decoder card. It's the Alpha 5 card. Or actually, no, it's not. I didn't even look on the back of it. So it looks like there isn't a decoder card in this set, but there is a decoder card from the old set, the Walmart set. So we'll be able to use this to work out some of the secret messages. I find it really ironic they kept the dinosaur-looking things, but those were used in pilot. Yeah, it doesn't make sense that they kept the dinosaurs when it wasn't it. Did the helmet related to custom things show up from Mexico or where? I have an update in that he messaged me and said it was ready for painting. So hopefully that means that sometime relatively soon I'll actually be able to share with you finally what it is. And there'll be a video of that when it is. But for those that don't know what he's talking about, basically I've been waiting for something for the best part 2 years now, I think, from somebody in Mexico, in order to not necessarily just make a video, but to make something else. But it's a bit unsure what that something else will be or in what form it is, because it would depend on time and money and things. So there's a couple of different options of what I can do with it, but I've been waiting for 2 years to be able to tell you about it, and I still can't tell you about it. You see Dino Fury is getting a third season. Oh, is it? Third season, really? Oh, you haven't missed much, Lang. We're just still going through. As I say, we've found pretty much every card now. Now, pretty much the only thing we're doing now is looking at what shiny cards come out of the packs. Everything else we've kind of already covered, and then we'll get to the quiz and dad jokes in a sec. Although not oddly, as you know, if you've been on the stream from the start, they're not. It's not a Power Rangers quiz, and it's not Power Rangers jokes. It's just random cheesy jokes and any old trivia. Come on, Pog. Oh, don't damage card. Oh wait, hang on. So is that not the same, exactly the same as the one from the previous stream? Or is it just the same that the border colours? Oh no, it is different. This time round, it's like it's even shinier. Although they've put a weird sort of glow around Jason. Anyway. Yeah, I heard that about Austin St. John. So he's announced that he's doing, you know, more sort of touring and things as in terms like doing Comic Cons and things. So I imagine he's out of jail. But as far as I'm aware, what he's basically pleading is that he'd put his trust in a third-party company, and that company is the one that was doing the fraud. So he's claiming that he's innocent of it, and it's this other company's fault. Whether that's the truth or not, we'll see. But yeah, if you didn't see what that was all about, basically Austin St. John was being accused of getting, I think, 3 million in COVID relief funds for small businesses. Where it goes from here, I don't know. But he was arrested and charged. But what that ends up meaning, I don't know. He may be found guilty because of not guilty because of a third party's involvement, but I don't know. So what have we got? Oh wait, we got 2 shiny cards in this pack. I think we got the viewing globe, which actually looks quite good with that effect on it. But then I think we got a second one. We also got a shiny command center. Oh god, they're so stuck together. Oh, well there you go. That's the difference between a shiny and a non-shiny viewing globe. As I say now, we're only really looking at the shinies now because we've seen pretty much everything else. I didn't see that Jason David Frank is retired, no. Shane, yes we did. Not that shiny Tommy, but there it is. Not the best scented in the world, but that's the one we were looking for. Now there are more. There are different ones, but I don't think they're from this set. I don't know if I've got all the shinies. Maybe, maybe not. But realistically now, the only one we're looking for is to see if we get any more shiny Tommies. Well, there's a shiny Pudgy Pig. I think I just cut into the shiny card by accident. That better not be a Green Ranger. No, it's the communicator. That's fine. Oh, well, it's actually Kimberly, but yeah, I did cut the corner off it. Oh well. Again, the Pudgy Pig didn't appear that much in Zyuranger, I don't think. I think it was only in one episode, apart from, you know, they have the... Occasionally they have a thing where the dead monsters come back to life. I think that's the only other time. The video where a guy cut fat Pikachu and... No, I didn't see that. Oh, that's a bit of a chunky chicken. I mean, if I'd cut through a card that was valuable, like when opening the pack, I'd probably freak out too. What's the shiny in this pack? We've got Jason. Ooh. I don't think we'll get through the second box today. I'll probably open them up, but maybe not on stream, because you probably don't want to see the same cards coming out over and over again. Ooh, that was a bad one. But we'll get to the end of this box, because I think we've got half a dozen or so left. Pre-felony charges, what does that actually mean? Do I have a favourite way that villains create monsters? I'm trying to think what they, off the top of my head, what they all were. Obviously Finster created them from clay. What did they do in Zeo? Were they all machines? I really don't remember how... I mean, a lot of the time in Sentai, they just turn up. Like, obviously in... what is it? Car Ranger, they're all supposed to be part of the bike gang. But I don't really remember, like, ways of actually making them. Oh, obviously, Dino Thunder, it's kind of like, it's a DNA mixing thing, isn't it? We've got Shiny Ernie. But obviously the Finster's Clay thing, again, goes back to the Jewish golem thing. Oh. We got shiny putties, as we were just mentioning about golems. Divatox hires them. Is that what she does? And obviously in Power Rangers, Mr. Tickle Sneezer isn't created by Finster. That's Trini's toy. That's because in Zyuranger, he's not really a monster. Right, we have is it 4 more packs, I think? 5 more packs, and then we will start doing some dad jokes and quiz. Because I don't think we're going to get another shiny Tommy in this pack, in this box. I will open the other box, but as I say, there's not much. It's not going to be very entertaining for you if you're just seeing the same cards coming out over and over again. If I don't even need to see, I don't even need to pull it apart, do it, because I'll be able to see straight away whether it's the Green Ranger. Fancy Steps. That's Zach dancing. They're on a game show. I'll quickly have a look. What did you say? You say put it in general. Did you put it in general or Pokemon? General. Okay. So what, it was worth $50. How much was the card worth? Oh, the Pikachu. Yeah. The VMAX. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's not good. Oh, that's painful to watch. If you didn't see you hit the eBay jackpot button with that green shiny. Yeah, that's what we were saying, Darren. It's hard to tell exactly how much it's worth because it's not centered properly, and I don't really know whether it's selling for that price or not. But it does seem to be really weird that that card in particular is worth so much when literally nothing else in this set is. But yeah, that video does need a volume warning. Oh no, I'm gonna turn it off because that's just giving me anxiety watching it. Oh, Pikachu VMAX cut in half. Oh, we got the shiny Red Ranger and final pack of this set. Obviously, we do have another box, but we're not going to go through it today. I will open them, and I will share with you whether I find another shiny Green Ranger. But we've reached finding everything that we want to find today. And the last shiny is Bulk, and the last Pog is the Tyrannosaurus Power Coin. So we've actually got like a quite nice little pile of Pogs now. I don't have a slammer on me though. I suppose I could use one of those. Nope, that didn't work. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if there's any ladies on the stream. Dad jokes. And to be fair, these jokes, I will warn you, if you haven't heard any of these yet, these give dad jokes a bad name. So, just bear that in mind. Can I get a badumch? I've got an empty Pepsi can. Will that do it? That'll do. That's about as much of a badumch as these jokes deserve. And by the way, these are all sort of conversational, and they're nothing to do with Power Rangers. Okay. Father. The man who marries my daughter gets a prize. Boyfriend. Can I see the prize first? That actually worked quite well. Why did they arrest the dairy farmer with long fingernails? Because he wasn't kind to others. Teacher, what is the difference between a wild horse and a tame horse? Student, only a bit. The bit. Right, the bit. Joe, my sister has been playing the piano for 3 years. Tom, aren't her fingers tired? They use the same jokes as well on multiple cards. Father. I heard they've got a new tax for hitchhikers. Son. Yes, I think they're calling it thumb tax. Sunglasses on, hit the Who. Nitwit. I'm thirsty. Dimwit. I'm Friday. Come by on Saturday and we'll split a Sunday. It got me at the end. The I'm thirsty, I'm Friday, come back Saturday. That didn't get me. The split a Sunday, that got me. It doesn't make any sense at all. But I kind of like that one. Nitwit, did you take a bath today? Dimwit, why is one missing? Oh. Dropping them on the floor, which is probably where they deserve to be. And these are all... They repeat the same jokes. Why do... can they not afford someone to write enough jokes for the cards? Okay. What has 18 arms plus 18 legs and catches flies? This is one I don't even understand. A baseball team. 18 arms plus 18 legs and catches flies. What does that mean? What does any of it mean? I mean, that's not even a joke. Sister, I always know when you're lying to me. Brother, how? Sister, your lips move. 9 players on a baseball team. Oh. Again, it doesn't really work with the rule of if you have to explain it, it's not funny, because they're not funny anyway. Nitwit, have you ever hunted bear? Dimwit, no, but I've been fishing in my shorts. Have you ever hunted bear? No, but I've been fishing in my shorts. Mum, Jerry, wake up, it's 20 to 8. Jerry, in whose favour? 20 to 8. Oh no, trust me, I got bear like naked. It's not that it didn't get it. I got that, it's just... Oh, no, they're still repeating jokes. Still repeating. Nick. Oh, wait. No, we already did that one. We already did that one. Oh. Game warden. You can't fish without a permit. Young man. Thanks, but I'm doing fine with this worm. Nitwit. Are you a light sleeper? Dimwit. No, I sleep in the dark. I like that one. I'll take that one. Joan. How did you get your babysitter to pay attention to the kids? and I just sit the kids on top of the TV. Why was the kangaroo excited about the year 1992 coming? Because it was a leap year. Yes, Pudgy Pig should be staring into your souls. Why do people dip bread into melted cheese? Because it's fun doing it. Okay, when I read it, I hated it. When I said it, I loved it. Thank you, Alpha 5, for that one. Hang on, this doesn't have a joke. Jane, you're so lucky you have a model husband. Anne, yes, but he's not a working model. Oh, there's a knock joke here. Knock knock. Who's there? Detail. Detail who? Detail a phone man. Detail a phone? Oh, detail a phone. Oh god. Okay, I'm done. That is a joke to end on. Detail a phone. So basically, it has to be done in a slightly Jamaican accent. Detail. Detail who? Detail a phone man. Where'd you put all these cards when the video is over? That's a good question, and I can answer in terms. I can show you the Pokemon cards. They're literally in boxes of these. I mean, there's probably what 500 cards in there of just the standard cards, and right sat next to me. And this is what I was saying earlier, because I don't know what to do with them. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There are 12 boxes there. Which means sat next to me right here, there is probably 6,000 just, normal, what's the word? Common Pokemon cards. No idea what to do with them. I have no room for them. Can't sell them because they're not worth anything. I mean, they'll probably be worth something for 6,000 of them, but the postage on it would be worth more than the cards are worth. So, I don't know. Yeah, the dad joke. Oh, yeah, no, I will be making a spreadsheet of the dad jokes on this, but it will be a very short spreadsheet because only a few of them actually made me laugh. However, though, it has 2 more chances to redeem itself because we have pub quiz. I need jingles. I need to press a button and be like, I need to be in a spangly jacket. Because what have we got? So the answer is on number 71. Do we have number 71 before we start? Yes, we do. Okay, so Shell Shock. Question is, what German engineer built the first gas-driven car in 1885? That's a hard question for a kid's trading card. Excuse me, I just burped. What German engineer built the first gas-driven car in 1885? I assume that means petrol-driven, gasoline-driven, not gas as in like gas. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say someone probably could have guessed this. You are correct, Roberto. You get the prize out of nothing. And it is Carl Benz. Americans and Canadians do call it gas, yes. I think pretty much most of the other world calls it petrol. I don't really know. I don't know what it's called in other languages. Answer this is on number 69. Do we have 69? We must do. We must have the whole set by now. 69, yes we do. So, Mr. Pudgy Pig asks, what kind of clock is the world's most accurate? These are not easy questions for a kid's trading card set. I mean, the dad jokes are stupid enough that anyone can understand them. Well, apart from some of them. Yeah, what kind of clock is the world's most accurate? And the answer is from Ernie, an atomic clock, which I don't actually know what that is, if I'm honest. I've heard it God knows how many times, but I don't really know what an atomic clock is. Stevie obviously has. Enlighten us, Stevie. Answer on 72. We don't have 72, so that's no good. Answer on 67. Do we have 67? Actually, to answer your question as well about what do I do with these cards afterwards, like I said, because the previous stream, we had 2 retail boxes. We only got through one of them. I think I had 3 retail boxes. One of them sold. I sold 2 of the retail boxes on eBay for pretty cheap because otherwise they were just going to get thrown away. Right now on the eBay store, in fact, there is a link in. Where did I put it? Did I put it in general or did I put it in Power Rangers? There's a link on the Discord at the moment. Yeah, it's on general on the Discord. If you just scroll up a little bit, there's a link to an eBay channel there, eBay store. A lot of the unopened packs of cards from the previous streams are on there now. Have I ever heard of the pilot for Cybertron? It was supposed to be JDF's. No, actually, I haven't. Is it out there? Can you watch it? Ah, thanks, Jason. Number 67. Okay. Squat is asking, everything is made up of tiny particles. What are these particles called? Small fire next to me. Yes, when the energy crisis gets worse, these are my fuel. I'm going to cook my food on common Pokemon cards and non-shiny Tommy Power Ranger cards. The answer from the Megazord and Battle Bikes is atoms, and that's enough of that. But we're going to go back to refer to the Alpha 5 card from the Walmart set, not the collector card set, because for some reason, if we look through the checklist, there isn't a card which is as useful as this one. Because in the previous set of cards, if I find one over here, just give me a sec. No, that's no good. Where is it? Okay, yeah, so in the previous set of cards, there was a question, but then the answer would be secretly coded. Now, that's not how it works in this set. There is just a secret coded message. But it works in the same way. So it says here that code number equals letter in the alphabet, which is exactly the same as what it is on the old one. So, for example, this message, I don't know if you can quite see this because it's a little bit small font. It starts with 16, which is P, 18, which is R, 1, which is A, 3, which is C, so prac, 20, which is T, pract, 9, which is I, 3, which is C, and 5, which is E, so practice. So maybe practice makes perfect, let's see. 20, which is T, E, which is 5, or 5, which is E, 1, which is A, practice T, 13, which is M, 23, which is W, 15, which is O, 18, which is R, and finally 11, which is K. So the secret power message there, practice teamwork. So that's the whole thing. So even though these cards, generally speaking, are nothing special, they're just bits of artwork and, you know, some production photos, and they do sort of shiny versions of each. To be fair to them, there's more entertainment in these than most trading cards. Because you've got, first of all, you've got, sometimes this just mentions, you know, what, you know, a caption of what the picture shows, but quite often with these cards, it'll actually tell the story. I'm trying to think if we go back far enough. Yeah, so for example, we've got a card with the Rangers in the command center, and then the caption on the back is, after being attacked by Rita's Putty Patrol outside the command center, the teens return to tell Zordon that they will become Power Rangers. So obviously if you collect them in sequence, it will tell you the story of how the Power Rangers got started. So you have a little bit of story time, you have the quiz, and a reason to collect the cards because the answers are on different cards. You've got your dad joke, and you got your secret message as well. So even though there's not a lot to them in terms of the pictures, there's still fun to be had with them. No worry, Lang, see you later. So I think, all in all, for a retail box, because we got through the one retail box, but we still have another one, a fair amount of fun to be had with it. And actually, that's not even mentioning the fact that we get Pogs with them too. So if you're a Power Rangers fan and you just want a little bit of fun, opening up some trading cards, cringing at some dad jokes, having a little bit of trivia, doing a little bit of a message decoding with your kids, and then playing Pogs as well, I can recommend this box set if you can find it, because as I say, the prices are weird. They can be very cheap or very expensive. Yeah, I'll check out my DMs after the stream. We need card campfires with Matt video for the cards you hate when you need to clear space. I mean, yeah, any of the haunted, teapot, sword, whatever Pokemon cards, they'll be straight on there. Mr. Mime. But it's funny that you say that, because I absolutely need to clear space, because I don't know whether or not, come the end of this year, I don't know if I'll still be in this studio, basically. So I can't have 6,000 Pokemon cards just going back to my house. Because obviously, actually, I can't, it's kind of hard to answer exactly what do I do with all of these cards. Pokemon cards is a bit different. So obviously we've been doing Pokemon Days for 5 months now. It's on hiatus until we get to June, and then we're going to reboot certain things. But we've got cards that are worth anything, essentially, that have all been gone off to be graded. So there's going to be a video probably after June where we go through all of the cards that I've got graded. So obviously I've already done one of those videos where I think I had about 25 cards that I sent off to be graded, and we sort of went through what they all came back as and why they were the way that they were and so on. I think there is about 140 currently being graded from cards that we've pulled from Pokemon Days and from a few other places as well. So they've all gone off to be graded, and they'll come back at some point, and we'll go through those and show what they came back as. And a lot of those will be for sale. Some of them I'll be keeping for my personal collection. In terms of all the shiny cards, if they're not worth much, they've been put in these little card sleeves, and they'll be sold at some point to try and raise some money back from the streams. And then cards that are worth something but not worth getting graded, they'll all be appearing on the eBay store at some point, essentially. So any ones that I want to keep, I'll probably get graded. Any ones that I'll get I want to play with, I've got my own box of, because obviously, even though I don't actually have anybody in person to play the trading card game with, I tend to play online. I still like to build decks, so I have a few boxes of cards from those Pokemon days that I've put aside for me, but then still got 6,000, despite all of the shinies being taken out, all of the ones that are worth something, all of the ones I want to play with. These are all the cards that I don't know what to do with, so we'll find something to do with them at some point. What it is, I don't know. Open to suggestions. In fact, no, I will. I'm just gonna go on my. Okay, yeah. So you sent me the Cybertron pilot. Okay, I'll have a look at that in my it's in my DMs. I'll go have a look at that after the stream. But is my music still playing? I had to turn the I didn't need to turn it down in my headphones, because when I'm reading stuff, I can't read it with the delay. Because as soon as I start trying to read a bit of prose, or a question, or a joke, when I've got this slightest, like, half a second delay in my headphones, that throws me off completely. But anyway, that'll probably be the end of the stream for today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Stevie, for joining the Batcave. Thank you, Mark, for your donation. Thank you for everyone for making the chat to be entertaining tonight. A little bit of a just a preview of what's coming forward. Obviously, as I said, Pokemon Days is on hiatus. Retro Wednesdays is going to carry on throughout. So basically, when we get to the end of June, that'll be the 6-month period of this new format, ever since I quit my job and was doing this full-time, as well as other projects like Giggle Squid, as we spoke about today, and also a few other things as well. We're going to do like a mid-term channel update, as it were, talking about what's worked, what hasn't worked, some of the things that are going to be changing, some of the content that you might start seeing come up, some things that may have been streams that become videos, some things that might have been videos that become streams, so on and so forth. So it'll be basically just a midterm update. So Retro Wednesdays is going to carry on up until that point, and it'll probably beyond it as well, but it will carry on up until that point. Pokemon Days is now on hiatus until that point. But then also we've got our additional stream, which is the Batcave Hangouts and Watch Party. They're going to be carry on as well, obviously, because that's not really anything to do with the channel as such. It is a specific reward for Patreon backers and YouTube members. So, as I say, there will be a vote going on the main YouTube channel on, I think, Thursday, to vote on what, well, not just people in the Batcave, but what everyone thinks our next watch party should be. We started obviously with the 95 Power Rangers movie, and then we watched Star Wars, or as it became to be, Star Wars Episode 4 the last time around, because I'd never seen it. So we've got a few options. In fact, whilst you're on the stream, obviously there's only 22 people on the stream at the moment, I can tell you what the options are for that vote, so you can have a look at keep a lookout for that on the community channel on. Okay, actually, I keep saying I think it's Thursday. Let me just double check. It is going live on the community page on tomorrow, the 2nd of June. So there's 4 options for the next watch party. It's going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 movie, the original Terminator from 1984, Ghostbusters, also from 1984, or Alien, which obviously we talked a lot about Alien in the Star Wars stream. So those are going to be the 4 options for the next watch party. So make sure you keep an eye on it. Anyone can vote on that. It's not just people in the Batcave. But obviously, if you want to join us in the Batcave, you're more than welcome to do that just by hitting that join button on YouTube or heading over to Patreon, and you too can join us for watch parties every month. But that'll pretty much wrap it up. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good day if it's not night wherever you are. Obviously, I realise for those of you watching on, east of us. No, west of us, it's the daytime. Anyone watching west of us, no, east of us, east of us, it's daytime. West of us, it's probably the middle of the night, wherever you are. So have a good night, day, morning, wherever you happen to be. I will see you all in the next one, the next Retro Wednesdays, not Pokemon Days. I'll see you in the next video, and also I'll see you at the next watch party as well. And also, as a reminder, go join the Discord if you're not on it. It's free, and the conversations from these streams and everything else continue there. But until next time, see you then.